Hi, and welcome to the May 15th to June 15th monthly energy forecast. I'm going to put that up here. May to June monthly energy forecast. I'm doing this live today. Usually I do it pre recorded, but hello, welcome. If you're watching on Facebook, watching on YouTube, if you are subscribed to receive these forecasts, you'll be getting a copy in your inbox. If you're not, you have to subscribe this month and then you'll be getting one next month. So make sure to tune into that. If you are on live, listening, watching, make sure to say hello. I'd love to say hi to you while I'm on live. We have a bunch to get into today. So without further ado, I am going to get into it. All right. So if you're new to me, I am medium, intuitive channel, transformational guide, Marisa Liza Pell. And every month I do the monthly energy forecast from the 15th of the month to the 15th of the next month. You just sit back a little bit here so I'm not in your face. The 15th of next month. So usually, hi Debbie, how are you? Good to see you here. Nice to meet you. Usually we start out with the themes of the month. So since I am doing 15th of May to the 15th of June, we have a theme for May, we have a theme for June, and then we go over the major aspects astrologically that are kind of impacting consciousness and you and those avenues going on, and then I go over each day of the month and the clusters of days that are the key dates for manifesting, for love, romance, career, relationships, moving, all the kind of stuff. And usually the themes of the month carry the themes in those sectors of life as well. Hi, Nancy. Good to see you here live. Awesome. Good to see you. So, I know a lot of you that have been watching and listening for quite some time. We're used to the written forecasts, right? I used to write them out and now I'm doing them video and some live. And that's kind of been going on for a while. And last month, due to allergies and the change of season, my voice was all out of whack and I had to write them out. And a lot of you had written in saying, we love the written out version. We like looking back and seeing what the dates are. Totally get it. Then there are people saying we prefer the video, right? So I want to let you know that I'm working on a mini manifesting membership and subscription, which is this is always going to be, out there in the wild on Facebook and YouTube. But then I'm going to have that membership that we're going to be doing that's going to have all of the different formats within it. So you'll be able to get your video version, your podcast version, you'll be able to get your written version and all that stuff. But obviously, that requires a lot more stuff to do. So, in addition to that, the manifesting membership is going to be having your daily little messages, breakthrough coaching messages, plus a lot of manifesting tools, webinars, all sorts of stuff that you can access in there to kind of get you started taking the forecast as a jumping off point and using affirmations or affirmation cards. I'm going to be having those templates in there as well. And once a month, I'll be doing a live call for the community and you'll have your own private community. So it's the best of all worlds. You can either watch the forecast monthly on Facebook and YouTube for free, or you can get all that other stuff. And I'm building it now. So I'll let you know when everything's up to par. The best thing that you can do to stay in my community and know what's going on is to make sure you're on my email list, right? So if you want to get this forecast every month, whether you catch me live or not, make sure that you're going into the video description and signing up for one of the quizzes. I have What's Your Intuitive Superpower quiz, or signing up for the monthly forecast, and you'll be getting these in your inbox every month, plus a lot of other goodies as well and motivational stuff. So without further ado, I would like to get into the forecast. And if you're here, like I said, make sure to say hello. I actually just got back from our first transformational retreat called Transcend. We were up in Lake Placid from May 11th through May 14th, working on intuitive development, manifesting, and nervous system work, which I believe are the three core systems, which if you don't have one without the other, making that huge leap in your life as far as manifesting and stepping toward your life purpose isn't really going to have that leap quality, right? You can stay in the automated aspects of life and be on autopilot, but you're not going to have that big leap unless you're aligned with your intuition. You get clarity of what it's saying and know how to take action on it. And then you're also grounding and balancing the body. If you're not grounding and balancing the body, then you're not going to be sure of what to trust with your intuition, therefore, not being sure of what you want to manifest. So, those three core principles are what all of my programs usually encompass because I don't believe you could have one without the other to take those big leaps into your life and into your purpose. Because stepping toward our purpose is really what is going to make you feel fulfilled and feeling like you're content with life and that you're actually completing your soul's mission, right? So that's really important to know. So let me get out my little pad. Like I said, be sure to say hello if you're here because I'm doing this live and normally I don't. So I like to say hi to people. I like to say, hey, what's going on? Because I normally pre-record this and put it up on YouTube and send it out. So just coming back from this retreat, I have a lot of energy. And oh, by the way, if you weren't able to make this retreat in Lake Placid, this isn't just the first time we're doing it. We have had a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of aha moments. If you'd like to join us next time, make sure you get on the wait list. And I'm going to be posting that after I do this live under the description of this video. You can put your name and email in and then get our emails when we're going to be planning the next retreat. I hope some of you can make it. We will be going to Lake Placid again and a couple other places in the United States. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of you there. Join us. All right. So I want to get into the theme of May. I'm going to just type this out because I don't have a banner for this yet. May theme is, you're going to think this is weird. I actually channel these as they come through. So when I write the forecast, I'm seeing it for the first time as well. So I'm like, wow, this is kind of interesting and cool. So here it is. I'm just pulling it up from what I wrote. So, yep, it's called Getting Ready to Rumble. Now, if you can guess what that means, that's awesome. If not, it might be like a weird cheesy WWE reference if you were like in the 90s like I was. But what that meant to me, and some of these themes, like my guides and the people on the other side, they're really funny. They have a sense of humor. So my themes are like not so much like, oh, let's get ready to align with your true nature. Nope. It's like, here's your theme, Marissa. Let's get ready to rumble. So I know what that means. That means that you may feel like there's a lot of slowness going on, especially coming out of the major aspects of an eclipse and Mercury retrograde, which I'm going to be talking to you about in a second. But to me, the May theme, Getting Ready to Rumble, is like, you better be ready because when June hits and your career sectors and new endeavor sectors and all those sectors take off, you better have the energy, the strength, the stamina, and you better your gas tank better not be on E. Basically, not having the reserve of energy to be able to handle all the energy of you moving forward and taking this fast energy and really making the benefit of it. Okay. So the theme of the month right now is getting ready to rumble. It's not rumbling, it's getting ready to rumble. So, what does that mean? We have to do the self care practices. We have to take advantage of this slow process and coming out of an eclipse and a Mercury retrograde and making sure that you are like an Olympic athlete. You're getting ready to run your race or to do kind of one of the biggest, launches of your life into your purpose. So if you're sitting around saying, "Oh, things are so slow, there's a lot of miscommunication, I don't feel like things much is going on. Why can't I do the things I need to do? Why can I move forward?" It's like you're wasting time, right? So these energy updates are meant for you to use the time wisely and be ready for that next step as I see coming in June. So you can either waste time or you can get ready to really, really take off when it is time to take off. So the major aspects of what we're dealing with right now, we're just following an eclipse and also moving out of Mercury retrograde, which the first getting into the retrograde. So you have the red days before the retrograde actually goes into direct station. And then you have the end of the retrograde. So people are like looking at if you've just heard about Mercury retrograde with all the miscommunication and things seem to be going backwards. And there was so much upheaval this past couple weeks, right? So Um, Here's the thing, people look at the calendar and they're like, "Oh, Mercury's out of retrograde, I'm okay to go." Like, no, no, no. You're not okay to go. You still that Mercury needs some time to ease out, just like the tide easing out back into the ocean needs some time to ease out. So, yesterday, the day before, and the day before, if you had a lot of miscommunication, a lot of schedule changes, a lot of like, "What? That was on the schedule? What? That's happening?" Like, I just heard like I had thought I was planning correctly in the Mercury retrograde, and my daughter has a recital coming up, and I was like, okay, I got the tickets. Normally I'm like last minute, not knowing what's going on, and then there was like another one tomorrow, and I was like, where did this even occur? Because I made a mistake at getting her the wrong time somewhere, and then I found out there is one. So these are the kind of things that kind of happen during a Mercury retrograde. Just flow through it. We're not out of the woods just yet. Okay, so if you've had emotional, mental, physical upheaval in the last 4 weeks, maybe even 6 or 8, this is probably why. Um, so that's we just had a lot of very, very intense energy that occurred, and the last 3 days feeling like everything was out of sorts, scheduling, lots going on. Okay. So, coming out of this period, we might feel, oh, the energy is now ready to move forward. I'm just going to be a greyhound out of the gate and go quickly and move, right? But not if you've been through all this stuff in the last 4 to 8 weeks. I would say closer to 6 to 8. So, coming out of this period requires you to be like a bear coming out of hibernation, right? Rather than a greyhound out of the gate, because you're just going to come out real fast and then flop, right? So it requires you to come out slowly, take care of yourself, and moving very slowly and with intention, and also using a lot of self-care because there's not a lot going on. So Ani M, good to see you. Good to see you here. Awesome. Thanks for listening. So I have written down here, moving fast will slow you down in the next week if you're coming out of this period, and moving slow will speed you up. So if you move slow with intention, with alignment, you're going to get a lot more done. So self-care is the utmost importance right now to generate a full tank before literally blasting off. Like I'm telling you, the energy is going to start moving in June. It's really going to start moving forward, and you'll need that reserve. You can't have a gas tank on empty. Hi, Stephanie, Miss Lady. Yes, finally caught me live. Usually don't do these live, but today I am because I feel like it. Awesome. Thanks for showing up. Um, so basically, the volume is getting turned up. You're already hearing the music being turned up just a little bit. And you're like, oh, I want to turn it up all the way because the last 8 weeks have been very uncomfortable. You want to stay away from doing that. Okay. You watch these so that you can get the insight on what that energy is moving toward. So use it wisely. Okay. So right now, you're going to be probably bombarded with a lot of things that didn't get done, need to get done, all those things bombarding your mind. The best thing you could do is the night before each day, write up a list with some bullet points of what needs to be done. As soon as all those thoughts enter your mind, you'll be a little more productive that day. So let's get into the key dates of the month, starting with today. Actually, I started with the 17th instead of the 16th for some reason. And usually I look at that as like it's supposed to happen, right? So I think the theme of the month, what I just talked about, is kind of the theme of the day, right? So making sure you're moving out of this intense energy very, very slowly and with intention. Okay. So the 17th of the month, and this day is all about how you use it. So if you listen to what I was saying about moving out slowly with intention and not going a greyhound out of the gate because the energy changed, that's how the day is going to go. So the 17th is how you're going to apply it. And it will either be a power day for you if you move slowly and with intention. But if you don't, it could be a very stressful day if you don't go with the flow. So you can't say, hey, Marissa, you didn't tell me so, because I did. So just make sure that you revisit this again tomorrow. Okay, as you know, I write these all out handwritten the day of once I start the energy. So have them all down. So if I'm looking down, I'm actually looking out what the channeled information is and giving it directly to you. If you're resonating with what I'm saying or the themes of the month, let me know. I like to know that you're feeling the energy as it's moving ahead. So let me know how you're doing and what you're working on right now. So the 18th and 19th, I see a lot of images and analogies when I get these channel messages. So I'm starting to see a hammock or a swing set. And it's literally, I think, meant to rock and cradle your energy and kind of keep you foundationally grounded for the things that will help you stay grounded when you are moving your energy at high speeds. So all like if I have to say that again, think of putting yourself on a hammock or a swing or like a baby being cradled, kind of like that renewing, replenishing of your energy to kind of get you grounded and balanced before you take off at very high speeds. So if you don't have that grounding and balancing when June hits, you're going to be like that beautiful helium balloon that gets popped by the pin and it just goes all over the place and has no direction. And you're like, where's it going to land? Who's it going to hit? What's going on? It's like, woo! That's how things are going to be for you because you did not listen. Okay. So make sure that you're not being hard on yourself, not thinking you should be doing more, not thinking like things aren't moving at a fast enough pace because it will, but you have to come out of this pace and think about, like I said, being an Olympic athlete. How are you going to train, or a marathon runner? How are you going to train for the race? Right? This is you in training. This is where you are right now. So the 20th, this is a rest and release day. Do nothing. Do nothing on the 20th. Be around water if you can. The 21st is now, those of you that want your partnership crowned with success in May, I talked about being last month being a month of love and great tidings. So this is a great intention setting day for love and romance on the 21st. So set your intentions, what you really want to break your patterns. Okay. Like I said, I get visuals, I get analogies, I get things that I'm shown to kind of show a pathway of how things are moving ahead. So we have a cluster of the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of May. And the visual, the message I was being shown was a bride being walked down the aisle with two people on either side, courageously being strong pillars, moving her into her new life, like walking her down, being those strong pillars. And this is not about marriage, although if you are, I mean, great, that's a literal message, but this is not a literal message. It's about moving into your new life and having the people around you and courageously being on either side and those pillars kind of walking you toward that new life. You're at the center, you're getting ready, and you need those strong pillars walking you toward that purpose. Okay. Now, we're not getting to where you're getting married yet, right? We're just getting to the walk. We're walking toward the purpose, walking toward the new life, walking toward the mission, right? So, number one, I want you to ask yourself, who are these people that are your pillars? You don't want to be walking into a new stage of your life or a new pillar of your life with negative and toxic people on either side. How's that going to help? Right? You don't want to be doing it with people pulling at you on either side, draining at you on either side, being like, oh, no, it's about me. It's about me. You've known those people, right? So, think about your pillars. Who are these people? Number one. Number two, how will they be on board for you? How are they supporting you? And number three, I want you to pick a team, right? Pick a theme, not a theme, but I'm telling you the theme, a team in different sectors of your life. So, family, which some of you probably are like, I don't know if I want family being part of this process. They're too close emotionally to me to this. Good friends, not draining friends. We all have the good friends that are supportive, reciprocal. We all have the draining friends, right? So don't get too codependent on me and pick somebody that's not good for you walking in this process. Friends, coaches, mentors, even therapists. How can you sign in with them? Remember, you're preparing for that Olympic race. Who's your coach going to be? You're going to need that. You can't just prepare for an Olympic race by yourself. You can, but you'll probably do better if you have a coach. So, how those three things I want you to think about as you're going to prepare for that walk. Who is going to walk you down that aisle with you being the center and you walking you toward that purpose? Now, the 25th is you're going to be getting anchored into your true power and releasing energy. Okay. On the 25th, meaning when you step away from being walked down that center aisle, You need to be in your power and realize that you're being taken and being moved toward that purpose. But at the end of the day, you're going to be stepping toward that purpose, and those people are going to be walking back, right? So the dependence on others to continue to walk you is now going to be your responsibility. So that coach, so this is where we're kind of getting rid of the 25th moving forward, getting rid of those dependencies, those outsourcing of I need so and so to keep me grounded or balanced, or I need so and so to keep me on track. That codependence for your needs to be met is going to be more on you, on your own, and in your true power, right? So it's kind of like back in the day, I used to direct theater. Some of you don't know that about me. So I used to tell the actors, on the stage, like, I can coach you and I can train you and we could go over your lines and you can mess up and we could stop and start again. But when it comes to showtime, the show is yours, right? The lights are going on, the curtain's opening. I can't be there to jump on the stage and tell you what your line is. You're going to have to figure it out. I'm going to sit in the back in the audience and watch you perform and do your great work and do your show. So this is your show. This is your life. This is your race that you're running. And the coaches could only be on the sidelines at that point cheering you on, but you're going to have the skills. And if you don't have those skills and you need more of that, we have those things available. I have many programs and many things available to people at all levels of where they want to begin with their coaching and their training and their intuitive strategy, whatever they want to manifest. So we have those things available. Just keep in touch, right? The 26th. Now, the 26th, we're talking about you standing in your power. 26th is your health and well-being being on the focus. Specifically, a plan for your muscle tone, your movement, not so much cardio, but being stronger in your physical body, because that's the vessel. That's what's going to carry you toward this period where you're launching, moving forward at high speeds. You have to be strong mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So, getting that movement and toning, not just cardio, but for strength and balance, and signing up for those things that really make you feel strong. That could be qigong. That could be, that could be a martial art where it's fun for you to do stuff like that. That could be strength training. That could be CrossFit. That could be yoga. Yoga can make you strong too. So it kind of all depends on what your need for strength is. I love Pilates too. Really great exercise, keeping you strong. 27th to 28th, beware of burnout on the 27th. So we're not, like I said, up until this point, take the guidance, the aspects that I'm talking about, the analogies, the things that I'm talking about as far these are journeys. Every month is a journey. Every month I'm giving you guidance. Take this as a journey. Okay. Not a destination, because the next month is going to be the next part of the journey, right? So I'm giving you guidance along this pathway day by day as you go along. 27th, 28th, like I said, beware of burnout on the 27th, and the 28th is a much better day. Now, the 28th and 29th is the 29th is really a spiritual seeker day. So we talked about your team members walking you down that aisle, helping you step toward your purpose, your community, your guides, your mentors, the people that are the strengths for you. These are your spiritual peers on the 29th, the spiritual seeker day. Who will be in your soul group to discuss these spiritual topics? Spirituality, your kinship, your community, your peers, your new people. So if you're on this path of transformation and you're really transforming along with me with these messages, or you're in one of our programs, whether you did this Transcend retreat or you're in the Ascend and Align Accelerator with me, and we're working on your nervous system, we're working on grounding and balancing, we're working on accelerating your intuition, we're working on your manifesting, stepping toward your purpose. Once you step toward these things and realize that you're more grounded and balanced than you've been before, the old people, situations, and things just aren't going to appeal to you. And it's going to be more of like a really lonely time. And you're going to hit that limbo point, just like we're talking about now in the energy before June hits. You're going to hit that limbo point where it's going to be a little lonely, but at least instead of thinking I'm lonely, I have to get rid of all these people in my life or this energy, it's going to move. Once you up level in energy, it's going to move anyway. Just know and hold the affirmation and hold the intention that my new people are coming, my new tribe is coming, my new soul group is coming. Because once you level up, you're just not going to be interested in people that aren't leveling up with you. You're not going to be interested in hearing the drama and the gossip, all that stuff. You're just not going to be interested in chaos and drama anymore, even if that was something that appealed to you before. It's just going to be like the tide. It's not going to be of interest. But then you're going to be like, well, who's there now? Where are my people? Your people are going to be coming. We just had a retreat, right? Just that retreat, Lake Placid. And all these people met each other for the first time, and they all went through a process, and they all went through a breakthrough, and they all had aha moments. And these people met on Zoom, in one of our programs, now got together in person. And I guarantee you, some of them even came up together, are going to be friends for life, right? They're the new tribe, your new community, your new people. Let's see what people are saying here. Stephanie's resonating with this energy. I feel this energy, newly dating this great guy. Congratulations. Remember, I said May is the month of love. So that's congratulations. And both of us are experiencing personal obstacles outside of our relationship that have caused us to talk a lot less. Yes, that does happen. As soon as the newness wears off in the relationship, usually there are those family things and other things that do come up. Moving, through those in the right way will help to ground you and balance you in the relationship. You're saying things are shifting. You love him and want this to work, but these last few days, I know. If you want to hear about the last few days, I talk about it in the beginning of the forecast. The last few days were probably the rockiest and bumpiest in this Mercury retrograde period. So I know I experienced it. A lot of people are like, what's with these past few days? We're coming out of a real turbulent energy. So I'm not surprised that you guys were having some rockiness there going on. You said the last few days you have intentionally prioritized yourself, and doing so has felt so good. Exactly, Miss Lady Stephanie. That is exactly what you should be doing. You're right where you need to be. And you have to trust. And it's not just about love. It's not just about our relationships. We need to look at what's going on in the universe. We need to look at what's going on astrologically, what's going on in the country, what's going on in the world, the energy of our town, the energy of our street, where we live, our house, our community, our schools, everything. There's so much energy that we're having to sift through, that it does impact people on an individual level. And then if it's impacting people on an individual level at the same time, it's going to impact our personal relationships. So think about how you're feeling personally right now, and think about how the other person must be feeling if they're impacted by the same energy. And if we're not taking care of ourselves, what happens? Then we have, tension. So we have to ground and regulate ourselves. And I have a nervous system program for highly intuitive, highly gifted people to help with recognizing that our emotional state is within our control, and we can actually step in and be the operators of our own nervous system and emotional experience, and that will translate to other people. So if you do need help with that, I do have some solutions for that as well. Lori is one of our Ascendant Aligned people. Great to see you on here, Lori. She's doing a great job making a lot of manifesting steps in her direction of her home and getting to her dream home. Yes. So, yes, we had a blast in Lake Placid. I hope to see you next time, Lori. And I hope to see you. I just put out a mini breakthrough coaching session in the program, a little live session for all the members. So be sure to go into the community and check that out for plateauing and stepping toward your purpose. Check it out. All right, Stephanie. Yes, the retreat was amazing. This isn't the first time we're going to be doing it again. After the forecast, I'm going to be putting a link to a little wait list if you want to be informed of our next Transcend retreat. We'd love to have you there. Awesome. Hi, Linda. Good to see you. Awesome. So let's get back to there we are, 20th. Okay. So the 29th is getting connected to your spiritual community and the people that are going to be in line with you and your peers for spiritual purpose. So spiritual communities are highlighted right now. Spiritual peers, not just coaches and mentors, but people that can be with you on this step in your spiritual journey. The 30th is all about reaching out and connecting to those people and making plans to get together, or hang out, or be a part of a meetup or group with spiritual purpose. Now, the 31st is your power day of May. It's your power day of the month. This is where you're standing on your own 2 feet, and this is a brand new beginning. Remember, I said stepping into your power, releasing the codependence, releasing the dependencies, releasing the outsourcing, standing in your own power. So, the 31st of May, we're already out of those difficult energies. We're already out of that following the eclipse energy. We're already out of the retrograde post shadow. And this, if you want to step into your true power, the 31st is a wonderful power day to do that, but standing on your own and not expecting anyone else to get you there. Taking full responsibility for your own reactivity, your own emotions, your own action, your own manifesting, and to step toward that purpose. Now, I have to change the theme for the month. The June theme, as we come in, I got to type this in here. June theme is, I told you these are weird themes that the universe gives me. Okay, you're going to laugh when you see this. Okay. Like I said, oh, I spelled it wrong. Ground. There we go. If I put that up, you'd be like, Marissa, are you with it today? Like, no, I'm not with it. Like I said, my people on the other side, they're not like, oh, this is the month of the beautiful, magnificent Akashic record rainbow. No, they tell me, honey, the June theme is the month of the peaking groundhog, right? Which I laugh because the other side has a sense of humor and I love it. And I'm not all, you're not going to see me at the Mind Body Spirits fairs because I'm just not like, everything's wonderful. No, we have some stuff coming up and I'm here to, like, when there's turbulence and ungroundedness, I'm here to help you move through it with grace and dignity and flow, even though sometimes it gets a little messy. It's here to move you through the mess. What does this mean, the month of the peaking groundhog, right? In June? Well, it means that you are starting a new beginning, May 31st. And then it's like the analogy of that groundhog being underneath the ground, doing a lot of traveling, making his way or her way underground to that new place, and all of a sudden coming up out of the ground, looking around, being like, ooh, this is my new world. This is my new beginning. This is my new home. This is my new place. And it's kind of like this innocent energy coming up out of the ground and for the first time exploring your new life, your new world, your new beginning. So, really positive message. So, we went from the energies of May, which I just talked about, to June being in the power month for your career, new endeavors, and moving forward in any promotional things you're doing, new jobs, new endeavors, career, all that kind of stuff, personal, creative pursuits. So, June 1st is a powerful start day. If you want to start something, powerful day for new job, a new endeavor, or a career promotion, or a career endeavor that you want to start, new business, whatever it is. Even if it's a creative project, it is the most powerful start. If you can stand in your own power and realize that you're responsible for everything moving forward in your life, that no one else can hold you back, not your past, not your trauma, not anything at this point. If you've moved through these transformations with me, if you're in one of my programs, if you're on retreat, whatever, you have those tools now. You have the tools, you have the toolbox, you have the skills you need to say, I am not blaming anybody now for what I manifest in my life. I have all the power I need within myself to do so. You stand in that on the 31st. You will get that start on June 1st. Okay. So remember, if you're just tuning in, watch this from the beginning. There's a lot of important themes, analogies, and messages from the other side coming in, giving me that channeled insight on the themes moving into June. So, in order to understand June, you have to understand the themes in May to kind of get that insight moving to June. Okay. So, great. Lamada, you are ready for a new start. I am glad to hear that and glad that you're here. Thanks so much for tuning in. Great. Lamada, you're saying you have the power to start fresh. Yes, you do. And sometimes those blocks are subconscious. We don't know what we don't know sometimes. We don't know that we're being held back by limiting beliefs or traumatic things that have happened or small traumas, even like just moving to a new place, just having to leave an old place behind. It doesn't really matter. Like, it is sometimes subconscious. So we don't know what we don't know. But that's why we need to make the subconscious conscious and realize that everything is in our power, right? Because if you've listened to me for a really long time, you know that I'm very open about my struggles, what led me to where I am, and the things I had to go through, right? So I am very open about that publicly. So if you're just a normal person moving through life, if you had a normal, happy life and everything went well, you're kind of starting here, right? You're kind of starting at a baseline. But the people that did have to struggle mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, trauma wise, whatever, energy wise, those highly sensitive, highly intuitive people that had a lot of energy breakage early on, we have to start all the way down here. So it almost takes like 100 steps to get to that normal baseline, and that's like a lot, right? So you have so much more courage and power and resilience than you even think you have. Okay, so if you've had struggle, if you had adversity, when you come into your power, you're just like blasting off like a rocket. You know what I mean? Like, you really have more power on the back end than any of these people have on the front end. So you're gaining like superpower, superpower things that are going on in your life, and you'll be able to really move ahead very, very if you can realize that you, anytime in your life, I don't care if you're 16, 66, right? It's not too late to begin anew. Okay. And energy wise, energy doesn't have an age. So if you can generate the energy, you can generate moving toward your purpose and your true power. You're not broken. All those things were built to keep you moving ahead and being resilient in your life, and you're stronger than you ever think you are. So that was my little that's my little tangent that I just went off. Okay, so the 2nd of June is your foundations. A lot of you will think this is a boring day, but your foundation systems, technicalities, your paperwork, all that stuff. So if you're starting that new job situation, you're going to have to like, you know, get get all that boring stuff done too. That's the 2nd. The 3rd, remember I get those days where it's like blank, but I get a feeling. So on the 3rd of June, I'm hearing it's a surprise day. So be prepared for a little surprise, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, or from the other side, or from your guides or angels. Surprise day. And then the 4th is more of a day of structure. So then we have a cluster, the 5th, 6th, and 7th, um, moving along with steady motion. Okay, hard work and aligning with the power team. So remember, I talked about having your team as you walk down the aisle to your purpose in May. I talked about your spiritual team in the end of May going into June. And now I'm going to talk about your power team. Okay, so did you guys ever see those the sport of crew, like the rowing sport? I'm probably not even talking about it correctly, but they're in the, and it takes a lot of strength to do that, right? To getting ready for that. You need a team that has your level of strength, your level of balance, where you're in total tandem and in alignment to get you to that next place. So now you're building your team, right? Because we can't do it alone. We really can't. Like, I've tried, right? I need a team of about 15 to 20 people to get me to where I need to be. I'm going to do the work, but I need reflection points. I need people to kind of give me some guidance, give me some insight. No one's beyond that. If we think we could do it ourselves, then we're really releasing the amazing pathway of what could be an opportunity for us if we only think in our own small way. Like, once we have a team of strong, powerful people, it's like a mastermind. There's nothing, we get all these ideas, we get these insights, we get this reflection. We can even go higher at that point. So I get these analogies. I see a crew team, a rowing team. That's your power team. You want to make sure that everybody with you is in the same boat. They have the same amount of strength. They have the same amount of stamina. And you could either do sweeping or sculling. I looked this up. Sweeping is when everyone has like one oar, but then sculling, you all have two oars, right? So I think it's more like sweeping at first, but then sculling. But I really don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, think of that analogy as being on a crew team rowing. Everybody needs to be in line, in rhythm, and you need that power team behind you because you're going to need strength moving in this part of the team. So Stephanie, you're talking about introvert problems. I know I need a team, but I don't trust easily and have been burned so much. Now, if you take my nervous system courses, if you know, because I do nervous system work for highly intuitive and highly sensitive people, and introversion is actually it's a term, but what I see with a lot of people who claim introversion is actually a nervous system dysregulation into a shutdown state, into an isolating state. And what I teach are the tools to kind of get you in control of that feeling, to turn on your social engagement a little bit more and come out of that nervous system state, which it is. It's just a state, it's just a gear shift, which we don't know if we don't do this type of work for intuitive people. You don't know that you have control over this gear. So that's something that if you're interested in, we do offer moving forward. But that's a nervous system and grounding situation. Lori, I'm thinking about doing another firewall on June 3rd. Am I missing something? Am I missing something, Lori? I don't know what a firewall is. What are you doing? Are you doing something by your house? Is this kind of like on the internet? I'm confused. But yeah, if you're thinking of doing something, I mean, June 3rd is a great day to do it. Can you just tell me what that means? Fire walk. Like a spiritual thing? Like you're walking on fire? I'm a little confused. You got to tell me what a fire walk is or a firewall. A firewall, I think of the internet. Firewalk, I'm thinking like you're on the hot coals. But either way, firewall, firewalk, you have the strength to do it. Just tell me what it is and we'll get you there. Yes, Stephanie, same here. We're calling in our tribe. Yes, Lamada. So what we're going to do if we're balancing out energy for the extroverts, we're going to get them to listen more. Like we're looking at extrovert, introvert. The introverts, we're going to get them to speak up more, right? So we have to balance our energy, masculine and feminine, introvert, extrovert. It's all terms that all mean the same thing. It's just balancing energies. So let's see, Lori. Firewalk, yes. A spiritual being. Also walking on coals. If anyone has the ability to do this, Lori, I think you do. And I'd love for you to make a little video for our community because you're, for the program and to put it up in the community because I'd love to see you doing this. This is amazing. And I'm sure the other people that are walking on coals have some sort of other mental capacity that's just amazing. So make sure you take a video. That sounds awesome. Okay, so back to June 8th and 9th. These are challenge days. So this is kind of like if you're on that crew team, if you're rowing in that race, this is where the really tough parts of the race are coming in, the challenges. Okay. The tough parts of the race are coming. And this is where the work is coming in. You're like, oh, this is an exciting, destination to go to. But this is where things get a little challenging, kind of like when you're in a workout and you're like, oh, I don't think I could go anymore. This is the uphill climb. This is for days 8 and 9. So June 10th is the shutout day I have. So lower the blinds. People are all going and wanting to be getting to you. So the introverts, you have no problem with this, right? But allowing yourself to recharge and rest like an Olympic athlete. So if all those things are moving forward, like I talked about in the beginning of June, you're going to have a lot of energy coming at you, which on the 10th, you're going to need to shut down. Okay. So if you're somebody who likes to be out there, continuing to push yourself when you're already tired, just don't. The 10th is a shutdown, put down the black blinds day and just completely regenerate your energy. Yeah. So the 11th, this is where you'll be social, engage with your community, family, and friends, or your spiritual group. Great day for that. The 12th and the 13th, again, these are the pillars. I have to try to read my writing. Hold on a second. Okay. So you need the pillars on the 12th, 13th, and 14th. So 12 and 14th are your pillars. 13th is you in the center. That's the analogy. This is when major paperwork, agreements, contracts, are presented, and do not delve into this on your own and try to figure them out on your own. Okay. So make sure that you have a team around you. So think about if you're publishing a book, right? You're not going to edit it yourself, do the cover, all that, right? We just because we can doesn't mean we should. So it's kind of like you're publishing a book, you need a literary agent, you need somebody negotiating your contracts, you need a lawyer looking over that, you need a publishing house, there's an editor there, so you need a management, all that stuff. You try to publish the book on your own, you might publish it, but it might not be as powerful as you had your team. So make sure if you have paperwork or anything like that from the 12th to the 14th, you have your pillars. And the 15th is your day of stabilization. So after all that, me talking in June, you're going to need that stabilizer day or a stabilizing person or just going out for ice cream, right? I just threw everything on the ground because I was like, this is a lot of energy. So wonderful. I'd love for you to stay connected. Like I said, we're going to be getting that manifesting little membership coming up for anyone who loves these forecasts. We're going to have some very exciting things in this membership and subscription coming up for those of you that want to delve deep into your manifesting journey a little bit more, but not so much where you want to just throw yourself into it, right? For the deeper work, you want to just start out slowly, dip your toe in the water. We're going to be having some of those resources for you. So know that that's coming up. And if you'd like to be on the wait list for one of our next retreats, I will be putting that wait list form up under this video soon. And you can put in your name and email to be notified. So awesome. This was a little bit longer than I expected. So hopefully you could go back and rewatch it again. And thanks so much for tuning in to this month's monthly energy forecast. And I'll see you on the lounge and in our communities. All right. I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening.